Okay, this is gonna be a YouTube tutorial for how to make these super cute little gummy bears. And yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, and then just to go over the materials really quickly, I'm gonna be using this Bernat velvet yarn, but I normally actually use Bernat baby velvet, which is what all of these are made of. But I thought it'd be fun to try it out in this, and I also think since the yarn is a little bit bigger, it might be a little bit more visible, so I was hoping that that would be helpful. And I definitely recommend, at least the first time that you do this pattern, to use a stitch marker. So I have a stitch marker, and then the hook that I typically use with the Bernat Baby Velvet is a 3.5 millimeter. And then I think with Bernat Velvet, I would typically go in with a 4, except I actually don't have one on me, so I'm just going to go in with the 3.5, and then hopefully it turns out like a similar size as these. So this pattern is beginner friendly, but you definitely need to know a couple of stitches. I'll try and go through them as best as possible in this video, but if it's not clear, I'd recommend like watching individual videos on how to do unique steps. But this pattern is actually going to go through like every single step, like I'm not going to skip anything. So feel free to crochet along with me. So first we're going to start off with doing a magic ring. And I actually don't do the classic magic ring. I do the 2 chain method, which I'll show you now. So first I create the slip knot, and then I chain 2. And then basically my magic ring is going to be this first chain that we did. So I'm going to go ahead and crochet. So my first, like kind of the equivalent would be like 6 single crochet in a magic ring, but I'm essentially doing 6 single crochet in this first chain. So we have 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is definitely going to turn out bigger. 4, 5, and 6. And then now we're going to increase in each of those stitches. So we're going to do an increase times 6 to get 12 stitches. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and start using the stitch marker. Okay, now the next row is going to be 4 single crochet, a bobble stitch, a single crochet, an increase, a bobble stitch, and then 4 stitches to get a total of 13 stitches. So we're going to do 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a bobble. And for my bobbles, I usually do, this is 3. Yeah, I usually do 5 double crochet, kind of, the half double crochet-ishes. Yeah, so that's, and then I go through all of them like that. And then now we have 1, and then we're going to do an increase. So an increase is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And then we are going to do another bobble in the next stitch. So it's like kind of doing a double crochet, except you don't go through the again. That makes sense. But if you haven't done bobbles before, I definitely would recommend watching like a video that explains it. And if you're interested in like a video that goes through like actually teaching each of these steps, I'm happy to do a separate video with that. And then now I'm just doing the last 4 single crochet, and then my last stitch is going into the stitch where we had our stitch marker, which means I correctly completed the round. And then now I go ahead and put the stitch marker in that last stitch again. Okay, let's see what this looks like so far. Okay, so far we have the little head bobbles, and oops, let's keep moving along. Okay, now we are going to do the we're just going to single crochet 13 all the way around. I'm really curious what size this is going to turn out. 3, 4, it's definitely bigger than the other ones. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's so hard to crochet with like a tripod in between you and the so I'm a little slower than normal. Okay, so we did our single crochet round of 13. Now we're going to do 6 single crochet, a bobble stitch, and then 6 single crochet to have a total of 13 stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're gonna do our bobble stitch. Two, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're gonna do 6 single crochet to finish the round. Cool. So that is the face, all complete, super cute. And now we can go ahead and decrease a little so we kind of get that neck shape. So we're going to be doing single crochet and decrease 4 times. So single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, and decrease, single crochet, and decrease. And now in the last stitch we're going to do an increase so that we're back to a even number, and that is going to be 10 stitches total. Next we're going to do a round of increases, or like single crochet increases. So we're going to do a single crochet and then an increase 5 times, and then we'll have a total of 15 stitches at the end of the next round. So we have single crochet, increase, and then again an increase is 2 single crochets, increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase. I feel like this is technically a very beginner friendly pattern. The only thing is that since if you get the bobbles in the wrong place, it just will not look accurate. It can be kind of hard because you just need to make sure that like your stitch, like your counts are correct. So just like make sure that you keep that in mind. It's not one of the patterns where you can just like add an increase or add a decrease somewhere so that just like get the end number right, because then your bobbles might not end up in the right place. Okay, so we finished that round. Now we're for round 8. Okay, for row 8, we're going to do 5 single crochet, a bobble stitch, 3 single crochet, a bobble stitch, and then 5 single crochet. And we're going to end up with the same number, which is 15 stitches. So let's get back into it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have our first bobble. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Is that out? And we have 1, 2, 3 regular stitches, single crochets, and then we are going to do our next bobble stitch. We have 1, 2. I actually like bobble stitches. I know people hate them, but I really like how they look. Okay, nice. That's 5. Sorry, that's the bobble stitch, and then now we're going to single crochet 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this is like the main moment of truth where you can make sure that all the baubles are perfectly aligned. And yeah, perfect. So we can keep going. Now we're going to have just a single crochet round all the way across. So we're going to just do 15 single crochets. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't wait to see how big it looks next to the others. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then now we're going to repeat the other round that we did for the arms of the gummy bear. We're essentially going to do the same 5 single crochet, bobble stitch, 3 single crochet, bobble stitch, 5 single crochet for a total of 15 stitches. So starting off with the 5 single crochet, we have 3, 4, 5, and then now we can actually line it up with this one, which is nice. We can verify that easily. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sometimes that last one can be a little tough. Okay, and then we have 1, 2, 3 regular single crochet in between the bobble stitches, and then we have our final bobble stitch of the entire pattern. So you've made it if you don't like bobble stitches. 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. And then now we're going to finish out this round with the final 5 single crochet. Okay, and then now for the last row, I'm not going to even use a stitch marker because it's the last row. A little bit more flexible now. We can just make sure really quickly gummy bear is all aligned. So now we're just going to do a single crochet and decrease 4 times, and then just 1 single crochet at the end to reach a total of 9 stitches. But honestly, like, you know, this part isn't that deep. If you are not super perfectionist about it, you can also just do that last decrease as well, and then end up with a total of 8 stitches. But yeah, just to be clear, I'm going to be doing first single crochet and decrease 4 times. I think this is my 4th one. Yep, and then I'm going to end with a final single crochet. Let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I need one more. Decrease. And then a single crochet. And then I'm going to slip stitch and follow out. And then little scissors. Get this. Okay, I'm gonna stuff him and I will be right back. Go ahead and sew him closed. So I just thread the needle, and then what I like to do to close it is I go in the front loop and then the back loop all the way around. So front loop, back loop, and I just keep doing that till I go back to the beginning. Back loop, front loop, back loop, front loop, back loop, and then I can just cinch closed. Cool. And then what I like to do is that first yarn that we had, like the starting yarn, I like to because it can come out easily. There it is. I like to take this and then I'm just going to come out where the other one came out. And this is just to seal in the ends kind of. I'm just going to knot them together. so that these ends don't cause any issues. I'm gonna trim. And then I take my hook, go into a random point, come out there, kind of grab that knot and pull through. And then I just like kind of let it go. But you can also just like stuff it in with your needle, whatever you like. Okay, and here's the final gummy. It turned out so cute, and hopefully the pattern was easy enough to follow. Let me know if you have any questions, and happy to do like more in-depth tutorials if it's helpful. Let's do what we were waiting for, which is to compare the size. So cute, and just slightly bigger. Yeah, so cute and so squishy. Definitely would love to see pictures of any that you create, so feel free to tag me.